friends, we were discussing about the current affair of the August month, in which we see that how there are various environment challenges, and in which we are talking on COP26, COP21 and other conference of parties. So further we are discussing about the reduction of single use plastic, which are again a problematic and hectic challenge for various governments across the world. Single use plastic are more destructive in nature. They enter the food chain. Many animals such as cow, dogs, horse eat these plastic along with waste food, and it enters into their body and create various kind of problem. So the challenges due to single use plastic goes because they are not easy to recycle. They create huge carbon footprints entering the environment, pollution and climate change, made from fossil fuels, and they can cause cancers also. Further, leaches toxin into food drinks and raise high energy uses in the production. Further, it leads to killing of wildlife and marine life animals. So it also enters into the ocean and kills the marine animals. Then it leads to polluting of oceans, and further it enters into the food chain when some animal eats it and gets into its body. So therefore it's very dangerous, and single use plastic should be curbed by various measures of the government. So single use plastic has been slowly reduced by the government of India under certain measures, such as India Plastic Challenge, which is a hackathon introduced in 2021 by introducing a higher education students to look into the challenges caused by the single use plastic, which are again problematic in nature. Then it leads to Startup India initiative, under which various industries are there which are using the single use plastic and to reduce the waste produced by the single use plastic. Further, it encourages the alternative of SUP as well as the digital solutions. So SUPs are the factors that are produced by the single use plastic and that are also introduced into the climate. Now India Plastic Pact is there, which is India become the first Asian country, that again very important for UPSC prelims point of view, that India becomes the first country to take Indian Plastic Pact, and it tackles the plastic pollution across the Indian plastic value chain. And there is UNPlastic collective, that is United Nations Plastic Collective Method, which again acts for the reduction of single use plastic from the environment by the measures taken by United Nations under United Nations Environment Protection Program in India, then Confederation of Indian Industry and World Wildlife Fund for India to drive cooperate auction towards the solution of the plastic products. Then there is Go Litter Partnership Project by Indian Maritime Organization IMO, that leads to reduction of plastic into the oceans, again helped by World Meteorological Organization. Remember that. Further, UNFAO along with IMO introduced this program in order to reduce the single use plastic going into the nature. Now reduction of single use plastic along with the fisheries is again a challenge. Now let us see that how biomedical waste are created. That makes again news for the August. So the States of India Environment Report released by Center for Science and Environment said that 2,03,000 kg of COVID-19 biomedical waste produced daily in May this year. So in May we see that 2,03,000 kilogram of medical waste are produced by the Biomedical Waste Agency. Now biomedical waste means any waste generated during the diagnosis, treatment and immunization of human beings or animals. Since the pandemic first wave in India was generated in 126 tons of COVID-19 waste, is with 20% of 614 tons of biomedical waste, and that country generates any given day. That again raises a high number of target for the biomedical waste, and that again creates a challenge for the environment. Now let us look into the types of the biomedical waste. So there are various types in which it is reduced from the human anatomical waste like tissues, organs and body parts. And body parts and organs from the tissues leads to biomedical waste. Then animal waste generated during the research from veterinary hospitals. So animal hospitals where there are veterinary waste, that also lead to biomedical waste. Then microbiology and biotechnological waste. So waste is generated from the microbiological research at various laboratories, again are part of the biomedical waste. Then waste solved by hydroponic activities, syringes and scalps and broken glasses in the medical labs and hospitals, again a part of biomedical waste. Then there is discarded medicine and cytoxin generated from the biomedical waste. Further, soil waste such as dressing, bandages, plasters, materials contaminated with blood, tubes and catheters are also part of biomedical waste. Last is the liquid waste from any of the infected patient. So infected patient contain the blood samples and urine or any kind of such samples. They are covered by various kind of appliances under the hospitals and the laboratories, that are again creating a part of the biomedical waste. Then incineration as and other chemical waste coming from the hospitals. These are all part of biomedical waste. Remember for your prelims as well as mains point of view. Now biomedical waste having certain convention on the बेसल कन्वेंशन ऑन हैजार्डस वेस्ट. तो बायोमेडिकल वेस्ट को रिड्यूस करने के लिए हमने फ्रेंड्स बेसल कन्वेंशन में एक ट्रीटी साइन की, एंड एज पर दैट ट्रीटी देयर इज अ मैनेजमेंट, डिस्पोजल एंड रिडक्शन ऑफ द बायोमेडिकल वेस्ट. Further, as per World Health Organization, the total amount of waste generated by healthcare is about 85% in general, and non-hazardous waste is remaining 15% in composition. So hazardous waste को 85% तक reduce करना है, and to reduce 15% of the non-hazardous waste. Further, Stockholm Convention on Persistent Organic Pollutants (POP) is again a convention to reform the human health situation by reducing the biomedical waste coming out of hospitals and various kind of plants to protect environment. Next is the Minamata Convention to reduce mercury. So mercury is again coming out of the industries and various kind of plants where they are being faced in various kind of scientific laboratories, various kind of pharmaceuticals industries. So such things are to be reduced under Minamata Convention, again asked by UPSC previous year question. Remember this fact. Then Blue Book. So World Health Organization has created a Blue Book in order to look into the second edition post in 2014 in safe management of waste from healthcare, and it also leads to emergencies coming out of medical waste, emergency pandemic, drug resistance bacteria and climate change situations. Very, very important. Now biomedical waste generation is shown by this graph, that COVID-19 comes out of biomedical waste. In COVID-19 situation, we see that graph is showing rise in the biomedical waste, and that waste is coming out of industries that reached to 183 cases in per million, 183 million of bio waste generated during period of 2020. Then next period reduction from January February to a period of 203 million of biomedical waste at the end of 2021 May. So look how the data predicts that rise in the biomedical waste as the curves goes on, that shows huge biomedical waste generating out of the hospitals, pharmaceuticals as well as the various laboratories across the world due to rising disease cases, rising pandemic situation and overburdening of hospitals. Further, the code based on categorization of waste. So yellow there is coding again launched by government, so we should look into that. That is yellow coding for human animal एनाटॉमिकल वेस्ट, यानी कि मानव और पशुओं के द्वारा जो एनाटॉमिकल वेस्ट है उससे निकल रहा है वो दैट इज येलो वेस्ट. It is soil waste, expired medicine and chemical waste are there. Then there is body fluid and clinical waste also. Now what is under red composition? The red waste shows that contamination waste which is recyclable and plastic bags, bottles, pipes, containers, catheters, etc. Then there are white, that is सफ़ेद कलर के वेस्ट होते हैं, that are white waste, that is scalpels, blades, needles, syringes, fixed needles, sharp metals, needle tip and cutters. Then there is a blue kind of biomedical waste. Under blue category there are broken glasswares, metallic body implant, cytoxin waste, contaminated glasses including medical weeds. तो आप जब भी यूपीएससी में या कोई भी कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम के क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर रहे हैं, कीप इट इन माइंड दैट द कैटेगराइजेशन इज फ्रॉम येलो, रेड, वाइट एंड ब्लू. These four categories are divided as per the differentiation based on the criteria of instrument or the devices used by any hospital or pharmaceutical industry. Remember this fact. Now how to reduce the waste coming out of the source? So it is reduced by choosing products that generate less waste materials. Further, taking the empty containers for refilling and cleaning products, and choosing equipments that can be reused, that is reusable materials is advised. Also, purchasing policy to minimize risk of the biomedical waste, that is opting for least toxic product, वैसे प्रोडक्ट जिनमें की टॉक्सिन्स की मात्रा काफ़ी कम रहती है, that are again a part of least toxin production. Then purchase of mercury free equipments is also there. So equipments which are mercury free is again a part of reduction of biomedical waste. Further, recycling of the products that are produced from the pharmaceutical industries and are taken part in the biomedical production in hospitals, in medicine, nursing houses and other such factors of hospitalization. Then recyclable products that can be used again in the biomedical industry and hospitals can be taken to reduce it. In terms of silver line vessels and photographic processing materials. Now last is the stock management. So how these stocks of medical devices and pharmaceuticals can be managed in order to reduce the waste. So centralized purchasing, there should be a centralization of purchasing and procurement. There should be a chemical and pharmaceutical stock management to avoid buildup of expired and unused items. Then first in and first out use, choice of suppliers according to how promptity can be lead to deliver smart quantities of the products. Now next news which makes the headline is the leaded petrol. So what is the leaded petrol? So a petrol that is compiling of mercury inside it is called as the leaded petrol, and under United Nations Environment Program, the leaded petrol is being taken as environment pollutant, and it is used in Algeria in terms of tetraethyl lead, and it's used as additive tetraethyl lead. So in organic lead and tetraethyl lead there are anti-knock properties, that is knocking property of the petrol. So knock is used in the vehicles which is run by the petrol fuel, and these fuel are being contaminated by the lead inside it, that is tetraethyl lead, very important. Now when it is mixed with the petrol and called as the leaded petrol, so whenever you go to the certain petrol pumps and certain fuel stations, you see that there is a criteria of leaded petrol, unleaded petrol and petrol of different categories. So you purchase those petrol which are having the leaded tendencies that reduce the knocking property, but it leads to higher environmental pollution and environmental challenges. So remember friend, that is again based on octane rating on which you procure the petroleum to be used for various kind of vehicles which you use. So octane rating is providing for the value of octane numbers in which the mixture of petrol is done with the lead. So पेट्रोल को जब हम लीड के साथ मिक्स करते हैं, that again leads to the criteria of octane numbers, and that is a rating by octane value. So it means that the fuel's ability to reduce the unwanted sound due to auto ignition with higher octane numbers. Example, adding ethanol to the petrol helps in the reducing of noise. Further, adding diesel fuel cetane number is used to measure the ignition delay property and reduce the ignition delay. So whenever you put something, that is you switch on the motor vehicle, when you switch on the key, तो वो vehicle start होने से पहले कुछ spark करता है, and that spark is done by the knocking property of the petrol and which takes the ignition. So higher the octane number, lesser will be the ignition temperature, and quickly the vehicle will get started and you can travel with your vehicle. So that is why lead is mixed in your fuel in order to reduce the octane number. Now PCFV supported areas, as you see, that is overcoming local challenges from the local oil and related reduced of lead. So lead को reduce करने के लिए PCFV criteria in local vehicle, then you can raise the awareness. तो लोगों के बीच में ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा जागरूकता फैलाया जा सकता है, and people can be made aware about the lead pollution and what are the impact of such pollution on the environment. So that can be again introduced by people, awareness. Then investing refinery upgradation, refinery products को कैसे हम use कर सकते हैं. Then we can use the technical assistances for such issues. That again makes a part of this news. Now next news which concern making is a dam safety. For environmental concern and safety and protection of the dam, there is World Bank and India signed 250 million projects on dam safety, rehabilitation and improvement project, that is DRIP project. So dams in India are under 411 numbers construction, and China, USA 5338 large dams are there. And as per the data of National Register of Large Dam, so what is the data? NRLD data shows that Maharashtra has maximum number of dams. So Maharashtra के पास सबसे ज़्यादा dams हैं, followed by Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat. So highest number of dam is Maharashtra, then MP, then Gujarat. And major dams in India shows that Tehri Dam in Uttarakhand is the highest dam on the basis of altitudinal position, located in the Pauri Garhwal district of Uttarakhand. Then longest dam is Hirakund Dam in Odisha, built on Mahanadi river. And oldest dam is Kallanai Dam in Tamil Nadu. सबसे पुराना dam है Kallanai Dam in Tamil Nadu, built on the Kaveri river and about 2000 years old. Remember this oldest dam, Kallanai Dam of Tamil Nadu. So dam rehabilitation project aims to protect and preserve the environment and the areas nearby the river where the dam has been built, and in order to protect that locality there has been certain guidelines in support from World Bank in the year 2012 that brings a criteria for the development and gap of urgent finance for the state to repair and maintain the dam, because dam destruction leads to flooding of the area and that causes a grave challenge to the environment in which the dam has been made. So entire villages in the area of rivers are destroyed. So keep it in mind that dam rehabilitation project is very, very important. Now we see that major dams across India in the diagram that are again the Natha Jakri Dam in state of Himachal Pradesh, then Tehri Dam in Uttarakhand, on Bhagirathi River, Hirakund Dam in Odisha, and Nagarjun Sagar Dam in state of Tamil Nadu, Sri Shailam Dam again in the state of Tamil Nadu, Koyala Dam in state of Karnataka, Sardar Sarovar Dam in Gujarat, Idukki Dam in the state of Kerala. So remember the dams along with the river on which it is made, and it is made on Narmada River, and Bhakhra Nangal Dam on Satluj River. So remember the river along with the dams. Sardar Sarovar is the newly built dam by the government of India for a multi-purpose project, and that leads to various kind of displacement of population and environmental threats. So remember these facts for your prelims point of view. Now, what is drip system for the dam replacement? So for drip system, we are supported by dam asset infrastructure, and there is ensuring of environment and social safeguard during rehabilitation of the people. So जब डैम बनता है फ्रेंड्स, वहाँ के आसपास के विलेज के लोगों को डिस्प्लेस कर दिया जाता है. So river coverage area is increased during the dam creation, and the displaced population is rehabilitated. That are the part of this system. Again, it ensures the safety of existing dams along with the public property and the riverine ecology. यानी कि नदी में कुछ डॉल्फिन रहती हैं, there are certain species of turtles, fishes and crocodiles. They are to be preserved during the building of dam. So preservation is very important of ecological species. Further, reducing risk associated with aging dams is also there. Creation of improved water infrastructure, resilience to climate change is there. Now, next part is DRIP phase 2 and phase 3. So dam rehabilitation improvement project part 2 aims to promote institutional strengthening and academician institutions as other stakeholders. So the institutions such as universities and technical colleges, geological institutes are also introduced in order to benefit the system of dams, which are again working in order to protect the species. Further promote the sustainable dam safety culture, and further it also leads to contribution towards Atmanirbhar Bharat and water security. Further, there is a model for cooperative central and state active partnership in order to cater the flow of the river and maintain the dam safety and security. So there are national waterways along with the various rivers. So जब डैम बनते हैं तो waterways के साथ भी चैलेंज खड़े हो जाते हैं कि how to travel through that area. So again that is a part of dam rehabilitation. Further, there is a resilient dam infrastructure and communities preparing for climate change challenges. Now, next part is DRIP phase 2 and phase 3. Based on the success of DRIP phase 1 जो डैम रिहेबिलिटेशन इम्प्रूवमेंट प्रोजेक्ट फेज 1 के कंप्लीट होने के बाद Government of India launched DRIP phase 2 project, and this phase 2 acts for the aim for central agencies to target those dams that are approved for 2020, under which 736 dams are approved. 736 new dams to be built, and scheme caters for 10 years duration. 10 साल की अवधि है मित्रों इसके लिए, and it helps for the 2 years overlapping period of DRIP phase 2. It's being co-financed by 2 multilateral funding agencies such as World Bank, Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, with the funding of $250 million US. $250 million US की funding दी जाती है. Funding pattern in scheme is 80:20, that is 80% of the fund will be given by center and 20% of fund by state. So that is a partnership model with center and the state. Remember this. And there is a 70-30 in general category of dams and 50-50 in terms of central agency partnership. So we are looking into the dam management project in which there is a partnership of 80-20, 70-30 and 50-50 depending on the cost that is affecting the dam project. Further, the special category states Manipur, Meghalaya, Uttarakhand are also there, and structural issues that are also involved. So what are the issues? So when a dam is constructed, a large amount of infrastructure is being invested, that leads to development of roads nearby the dam, that leads to displacement of population living nearby the dam. Further, it leads to the aging of old age dams. So dam जैसे जैसे पुराने होते हैं, they are getting weakened during the destruction due to consistent flow of water. So again, aging of dam is a huge challenge, and that leads again last 100 years reduction in the quality of dam. So dam safety के लिए government ने कुछ initiatives लिए हैं. So what are the schemes? First is the dharma, that is dam health, rehabilitation and monitoring. In this scheme, government looks into the body of the dam, in which it looks into all the aspects of the dam, whatever it is built on, whatever the infrastructure it has generated, and what kind of that is repairment is needed. So it is effectively that is persisting to ensure need based rehabilitation near the dam based area. Second is the seismic hazard assessment information system, as is SSAISY. Second part, which leads to dam safety organization to estimate the seismic hazard, यानी कि earthquake और भूकंप जब आते हैं, in such system the seismic hazard are calculated and the dam safety is ensured. Next is Dam Safety Act of 2019. Recently, during the lockdown period of COVID 2019, we see that there was a Dam Safety Act created by Government of India to look into the challenges coming out of the dam and protect and preserve the dams. Then there is a National Committee on Dam Safety, and which is a committee which looks into the various aspects of health of a dam, its infrastructure and its replacement process. Further, there is National Dam Safety Authority to implement the policies of National Committee, that is SDSO, or between the SDSO and any dam there is that states. Now we see that there is a thermohaline circulation was in news. So what is thermohaline circulation? What is thermohaline process? A process under which there is a circulation at the same salinity level. So आप देखते हैं मित्रों, there is a circulation with the help of ocean water. Ocean water में बहुत सारे circulations होते रहते हैं. You see there is Atlantic meridional circulation in the Atlantic Ocean. Then there is Asian and African. See, then there is Benguela current, Mozambique current, and in Indian Ocean there is again different circulation to the Australian bight and to the Pacific Ocean. So Pacific, Atlantic and this Bay of Bengal has different kind of circulation. So having the same salinity level leads for the thermohaline circulation with same temperature. तो सेम टेम्परेचर पे जो सर्कुलेशन हो रहा है ओशन करेंट्स का, उसे हम कहते हैं थर्मोहालाइन सर्कुलेशन, एंड दैट अगेन मेक्स अ चैलेंज पार्ट ड्यू टू द इन्वायरमेंटल पोल्यूशन एंड क्लाइमेट चेंज इश्यूज. सो global ocean conveyor or the Great Ocean Conveyor Belt is also known as the thermohaline belt, and it was taken by the first proposal by Henry Stommel and Arnold Arson. तो इसकी खोज पहले हेनरी स्टॉमेल के द्वारा की गई, एंड अर्नोल्ड आर्सन्स के द्वारा इन ईयर 1960. Remember this fact for your prelims point of view, and it is developed by the controlled temperature, that is thermo and salinity halide. Now, as the global circulation system goes, there is regulation weather and climate cycling, which also leads to nutrient and gases inside the oceans. So we see that the current move from Pacific Ocean to Atlantic Ocean, and in the going to the other part of Bay of Bengal, the same circulation carries to different oceanic areas, leads to intermixing of nutrients and organic substances, further biodiversity enrichment, and it also amalgamates the higher parts of ocean system such as kelp forest. Remember this fact for your prelims point of view. So what are difference between surface ocean current and thermohaline current? Surface ocean current are driven primarily by global wind system. So ocean के surface पे जो current चलती है मित्रों, वो the air and wind going above the ocean, they impact those current. तो जो भी हवाएं समुद्र तल के ऊपर बहती हैं, if they are getting warmer, then they leads to circulation of current. If they are getting colder, the again leads to destruction of current. And the horizontal difference between the temperature and salinity, further it is impacted by speed of the wind and the ocean current, which is 5 to 50 centimeter per second. Further, it also leads to relatively slow with typical speed of centimeter per second, and volume of water moved relatively less. So there is tremendous volume of water which is moved inside the ocean.